Before we begin, you should read Chapter 5 on two-point perspective and familiarize yourself with the techniques. This is the plan view. We're going to draw 3 objects. This is the elevation view. This blue box is sitting on top of the red box. The green box is out in front of the picture plane, and the other 2 boxes are behind the picture plane. None of the boxes share vanishing points. They're all different angles. We're going to do this in 3 parts. We'll draw 1 box at a time. We'll start by putting in the horizon line. You can put it pretty much anywhere. I'm going to put the center of vision in the middle of the page. Next, we'll put in the station point. These units can represent any distance. Each unit can represent a millimeter, a kilometer, a mile, an inch. They can represent any dimension you want them to. These are 1/4 inch on my ruler. I'm going to draw this 1-to-1. So 14 units. So each one of these inches is 4 units. There's 14 units for my station point. Then we'll put our measuring line in. It's 8 units from the horizon line. So the viewer's eye level is 8 units above the ground plane. There is our measuring line, and I'm just going to tick off the units on the measuring line. It would be nice to put in the cone of vision, just to see how this drawing is going to fit inside of that area, or not fit inside that area. 30-degree angle. And there's my cone of vision. Green box is out in front of the measuring line, and anything out in front of the measuring line is going to be outside the cone of vision. So we'll just see how this looks. But if I was really concerned about that, what I might want to do is take the station point and pull it farther away. You could do that, or you can change your scale. So each one of these ticks could equal 2 units, and then the drawing's going to be half size. So let's do this red box. It is, that front corner is 3 units to the right, and it's 3 units back. This is 1-point perspective. I know all these boxes are in 2-point perspective, but to get to this corner, I'm drawing in 1-point perspective. 3 over, 3 back. So here's 3 over. And lines that go 90 degrees to the picture plane always go to the center of vision. Now to measure this, we need measuring points. For 1-point perspective, our measuring points are always 45 degrees from the station point. You have one on the right side, and you also have one on the left side. Both of them work. So if I count over 3 to the left, and then I have to use the measuring point here on the right. If I counted over 3 to the right, then I would have to use the measuring point on the left. You get the same answer. So this is now the beginning of this red box. It starts right there. The box is at a 45 degree angle. You can see that here. This drawing is to scale and all the angles are correct. If I put a triangle down here or my protractor, I can see that this line is 45 degrees and this line is 45 degrees. So we have a 90 degree corner, so these all the way around. So this line, this measuring point, it draws 45 degree angles, and this measuring point draws 45 degree angles. So these 1 point perspective measuring points are also vanishing points. This is right vanishing point, and this one is your left vanishing point. They're also measuring points for 1 point perspective, but they can also be vanishing points for 2 point perspective. There's the front corner to our box. This is 4 by 4 and the height is 3. We're going to worry about that later. So we want each of these sides to be 4. So we need measuring points for these 2 vanishing points. We have measuring points for the center of vision, but we don't have measuring points for the left and right vanishing point. So the measuring points for the center of vision, we used a 45 degree angle line. We could have also used a compass. You can take the distance from the center of vision, from the 1 point vanishing point, and we can swing that up and we get the same result. Or you can just take a ruler, measure the distance from the vanishing point to the station point. That's going to be the same as from the vanishing point to the measuring point. That's always the case. The distance from vanishing point to station point is always the same as the distance from the vanishing point to the measuring point. So I can use a ruler, I can use a compass. Here's the left vanishing point, here's a station point. I take that distance and swing it up, and I get my left measuring point. Do the same thing with the other side. Vanishing point, station point, swing that up, and I get my right measuring point. The right measuring points are always on the left of the center of vision, and the left measuring points are always to the right of the center of vision. Now if this corner of the box touched the picture plane, it's a bit easier. Let's put a tracing paper over this and show you what it would look like if we had a box that was right here. If this came forward like this, then this touches, both of these lines touch the picture plane, and so that would be 0. And if I wanted this to be 4, I can count over 4 from the 0 and count over 4 from the 0 and measure it like this. And there's 4, there's 4, and then just connect to vanishing points. And this would be my square. But it's not touching the picture plane. So there are a few different ways to solve this problem. There's always more than one way to solve perspective problems. And we are not going to go over all the possibilities. These would be so many videos to go over every possibility. So here's one solution. Let's say we're measuring the line that goes to the right vanishing point. I want to project this corner to the picture plane to get my 0, the spot where I start counting from. The line that I use to project this corner to this picture plane is specific. It's got to be the measuring point. We're measuring. So when we project this front corner to the picture plane, you have to use a measuring point to do that. You can't use a reference point or the center of vision. There's 0. It's in between these two ticks. So we count over 4 from that point. And then back to the same measuring point. You can't go to a different place. You start from this one to get your 0. You come back and you have to end at this one. So there is 4. And 4 on the other side, it's exactly the same way. You have to start all over though. I can't use this 0 because I got this 0 from the right measuring point. I'm measuring the left side, the line that goes to the left vanishing point. So I have to use the left measuring point. So I have to project that corner. You can start all over again and get a brand new 0. And then count over 4 from that. And then back to the measuring point. And there's 4. So this is a square at a 45-degree angle. So these two corners, they should line up horizontally. And if they don't, I did something wrong. There's also, in addition to different ways to get correct answers, there's a lot of ways to check your work. So these go straight across. I can see that these two corners line up. So I know that both of these are the same size. Both are 4. And then connect the dots to complete the back of the box. These green lines are not the back of the box. They're not any part of this box. They are just tools used to measure the box. Don't turn measuring points into vanishing points. Usually it looks pretty bad when you do that. So here is the footprint of this box. Sometimes shading it in lightly helps pop it out from all the lines. So now that we've done that, then we go over and look at this elevation view. It's 3 tall. Vertical lines don't go to vanishing points. You can use any dot to measure vertical lines. I think I would like to use something that's out of the way. And this line is already here for me. And it's over to the right. Gets kind of busy over here. So I'm going to use this line, the line that goes to this right measuring point. I'm going to use this as my reference point. So it comes down here and it goes through this right corner and then it goes out to the picture plane. So I measure up 3 units. And then I send that backward to the same reference point. And there's 3. Then you are connecting dots. You have lines that are going to the right vanishing point. Vertical lines go straight up and down. Lines go to left vanishing point. Vertical lines straight up and down. And then there is your 2-point perspective box. Now if we look at that in relationship to this plan view, look how close it is to the viewer's line of sight. It's just on the right side of it, just a little bit. And if I come over here, it's just on the right side of that line, just a little bit. So if this came over to the other side, I knew something had to be wrong. Either this wasn't to scale or I did something wrong in the drawing. But this checks out. So we are on to the next box.